Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the BytesBurn Podcast. And we are your hosts, Idris, Lawal, and Stacey, Onuora. Let's get down into it. So, we have some interesting stories today. And we'll be starting off with the very first one, which is a report that was published by Nairametrics that Flutterwave is promoting 100 employees across board over launches. They launched global relief packages for 100 of their employees, over 100 of their employees, and I think this is really good for a startup that is really growing to also provide some of these relief packages for the employees and make them also feel as being part of that growth that the company is experiencing. So this is really good. This is commendable, and it's something we want to see, across other employers, not just in tech, but generally around the country.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it also
Stace,
makes space for like people in the pipeline as well. Like for more people to come in, as more people are being promoted up, more people can enter into the pipeline in the company. It's really good to see that growth, to be honest, because it always looks a certain kind of way where people grow with the company, but you're only seeing the company's growth as opposed to the individual's growth. So I think that's a very good thing to see. So big ups to Flutter.
yeah, big ups to Flutterwave. And moving on from Flutterwave, there's also a report from NIBSS where they've successfully tested the new payment stack that they are working on, that is expected to replace the existing payment stack. So this new payment stack, they called it the NPS. So it is supposed to be the new, payment rails for Nigerian fintechs, which is what NIBSS is. So this was launched late in 2025, and the NPS is quite different from the existing payment stack because they've added a lot of new functionalities and abilities to this new payment stack, and they expect it to be much more performant than the previous ones. So, and some of the things like cross-border payment and all the other stuff are also being added to this NPS stack that they've launched, and they successfully tested and saw that for a single test they were able to process about 150,000 transactions overnight. So this is good to see that NIBS that all the fintechs in Nigeria are reliant on are also working to improve,
Yeah.
and do better. So this will be interesting to see when they, finally release this, and other fintechs begin to build on it.
Yeah.
Because the fact is, once they have some of these new functionalities in place, other fintechs would also be able to plug in to this, and deliver even more robust solutions for users. So good one there from NIBS. Now we'll talk about the new announcement from NVIDIA, the global powerful chip maker. NVIDIA is probably the most valuable company in Silicon Valley right now, and they've started a new trajectory, a new path to chip making. We've known NVIDIA for just GPUs. Now they are going into making laptop chipsets, and this is pretty interesting because they've partnered with a number of PC makers, Microsoft, HP, and all the other ones. They partnered with them to make their own laptop, and this laptop from NVIDIA is expected to be much more powerful and performant than anything else that we have right now. NVIDIA is also playing into this AI future where you have AI agents. People have AI agents that are running locally on the systems. I mean, even right now, people are running AI agents on their personal PCs, to do a number of different tasks. But I think it's more enthusiasts right now that are playing with those things. And ever since the launch of OpenClaw, people have been fascinated by the possibilities where you have your own personal AI agent doing things for you, connecting to your different accounts, and handling tasks for you. And when OpenClaw came out, a number of other startups have also come out to provide the same value. And we're seeing some of these big companies like Google, Microsoft also coming up with AI models to compete with that. So I think NVIDIA has seen all this and believes that this is something that will be much more common in the future, and therefore people would need powerful computers to run these things. Right now, Macs are still the top of the line, MacBook Pros, and some people even use Mac Studio to run some of these things, and they are still top of the line right now, and they hold on to their own pretty well because of the M series chips. But now that NVIDIA has also launched their RTX Spark chip, and this is basically them trying to capture that market segment that Apple has been playing in for a while, which is the top end, high end, powerful spec GPUs and CPUs out there. So this new RTX Spark chip that they've made is such that it is not a separate CPU GPU. So the CPU and the GPU are together on one board, on one chip. So it's not separate. So this is expected to unlock a lot of performance benefits for users, and also power consumption and all the other things. It's similar to when Apple launched their M1, and a lot of people immediately were wowed by how performant it was compared to when they were using Intel. So NVIDIA has also launched something similar, and they've partnered with all these existing PC makers to have that lineup ready. Microsoft is one of the foremost pushers of this new chipset, and they've integrated into their latest Microsoft Surface. So we'll see how well it is when the thing is actually in the market and people are buying, and we'll be able to see from reviews how good this chipset is compared to the MacBooks M series chips. But it is expected to be quite powerful and be able to run AI agents locally, and carry out high-end tasks. When they were doing the announcement, actually they were showing a number of games that could run on this new chip, but I think the more focus for NVIDIA is the AI section, where they want to really push the idea of running AI agents locally on your computer, large language models and the likes. For me personally, I think it's going to sell. I think it's something that people will definitely buy, but it's also dependent on the costs. The costs, we will have to see what the cost is like. But I expect it to be pretty costly, pretty expensive, because given the nature of CPU, GPU upgrades, that we've had in recent times, and the fact that these GPUs are now like hotcake right now because of AI. So yeah, I'm expecting to be pretty expensive right now. So definitely they'll find their market, and like you said, MacBook Pros have their market, and a lot of developers actually preferred MacBook Pros. So I think that's also what NVIDIA is playing at, that in this agentic era, they will definitely be able to capture that market of people with the requirements to run large language models locally. And also, if you look at it, maybe a large section of developers also will be interested in this, because building AI agents and integrating AI large language models into existing projects. Imagine being able to locally have an LLM running, and then you integrate it into your existing app and be able to ship that. It's definitely going to be a productivity boost for this use cases as well. But again, it's all dependent on the cost versus the actual productivity or actual benefits that people can get from it. So we'll see. I think they are. Some people are already projecting that it's probably going to be around $5,000 for the laptop, but it's just it's not announced yet, so we'll see. But I think $5,000 is a lot. It's more expensive than than Max, but we'll see what the expected price is. It better has like maybe 5 years warranty, and I think it would be interesting to see where the agentic era leads, with all of this. And finally, today we also, we reported from previous episodes about the vulnerability that was discovered, with Chowdeck's vendor verification platform, where people could sell but not be verified on the platform. And this raised a lot of issues about food, the security, the safety of things that you buy from the platform and all that. And it's good to see now that they've introduced a vendor verification badge on the platform, where you can now see, like Twitter, if somebody is verified, you get a check mark. So they have something like that now on Chowdeck, where you see that this guy is verified, this guy is not. So when you are buying, it's basically at your risk here. So that if you are buying, you check, is this person verified? And if you choose to buy from someone that is not verified, maybe you know the person personally and you want to support their business, then you can still do that. I think it's a very smart move. I hope that other food delivery platforms also begin to implement something like this. I think it should be a standard across all of them, actually, because when you see that badge, then this person has all the documentation and everything, and Chowdeck has checked and they are sure. And if you don't see that badge, then okay, at your own risk. And I think it's also good that they were responsive, and they quickly took that feedback and immediately began to implement the changes, and that's a good thing to see. Hopefully we are, and I think it's a smart way. We'll see how they choose to solve the problem, but I think this is just the easier route that makes sense, where buyers are able to see that verification thing. And I think it's also good for them to communicate across buyers, for them to begin to see that, okay, this is now the thing to check before you buy. I think they could also have chosen not to even show unverified vendors at all. I think it's a safe middle ground. Like we also said last week, they are a startup, and growth is really important to a startup. It's different from a legacy business where there's a lot of bureaucracy, things move slow and all of that. So a startup would need to move quick, and they need to show that they are growing as well. So when people join the platform, it's important for them to give them that rapid visibility, to put them out there, and quickly have them be able to share their profiles with their people even while they are going on, while they are verifying businesses, because sometimes you have to look at those verification as well, to physically visit the restaurant and check their papers and check all of that. It will take some time, and all that. Yeah. So I think it's good as well. And that is as much as we have for this week. We hope you liked our content, and do give us a like, a subscribe, and add your comments to the section where what you think about what we've discussed, and give us your opinions as well. We'll be happy to see them and respond. Thank you. Bye bye.